Chapter 7, The Quest for the Gauntlets. The morning sun cast its ethereal glow upon Ursus Grove, awakening the fellowship of 4 children and their dragon companions, William, Brandy, Peggy, Dylan, Zephyr, and Luna. They gathered beneath the towering trees, the air filled with both the sweetness of fruit and the weight of impending destiny. After a breakfast nurtured by the magical fruits of Ursus Grove, the fellowship stood before Ursus with curiosity etched upon their faces. William, his inquisitive nature prompting him to seek guidance, inquired, "Ursus, how will we know where to look for the gauntlets?" Ursus, a figure of ancient wisdom and benevolence, spoke with a voice that resonated through the ages. "Listen to the call of your hearts, children. It is the artifacts themselves that brought you to Eldoriah, and your hearts will guide you to their resting places." About midday, Zephyr and Luna mentioned that they needed to rest, so they landed in a grove for a brief reprieve and the group could eat. As they settled for lunch, the fellowship was visited by Grimfong, a menacing grey wolf whose size betrayed his malevolence. Grimfong approached with an air of foreboding, his fur rustling like leaves in the wind. "Human children," Grimfong growled, "you tread upon treacherous paths. Turn back now, for the Shadow Queen's reach is boundless, and her agents are relentless." Peggy, bold and unyielding, faced Grimfong with defiance. "We are not swayed by threats. Our purpose is clear, and we will not be deterred." Grimfong, his warnings falling on deaf ears, departed with a final, ominous declaration. "You may defy, but you cannot escape fate. You have not seen the last of me." With Grimfang's departure, the fellowship resumed their flight toward the northern mountains. However, as the peaks approached, the biting cold became evident. William, his breath visible in the crisp air, expressed a concern that hung in the atmosphere. "We're not dressed for this cold. What are we going to do?" Zephyr, ever the bearer of tales, spoke of an elven woman named Eldoriah residing in the foothills. Known for weaving cloaks of unparalleled warmth from fallen leaves, she seemed their only hope. The fellowship descended, their dragons resting in the shadows as they sought Eldoriah's aid. Eldoriah, a figure of grace with silver hair that shimmered like moonlight, received them in her woodland dwelling. "You are on a quest for Ursus," she noted, her eyes kind and discerning. "Take these cloaks woven from the essence of the forest. They will shield you from the mountain's chill." As gratitude flowed from the fellowship, Eldoriah imparted a blessing. "May Ursus, the god of Eldoriah, continue to guide your journey and keep you safe." Cloaked in enchanted garments, the fellowship, once again mounted on the dragons, resumed their ascent into the alpine forest of the northern mountains. However, the thinning air rendered flight impossible, and the dragons descended, prompting the fellowship to continue on foot. Journeying through the ancient woodland, the fellowship was ambushed by Grimfong and a pack of wolves. Stones hurled by William and Dylan, sticks brandished by Peggy and Brandy, and the mighty tails of the dragons became their instruments of defense. The air echoed with the clash of battle, and victory belonged to the fellowship, their unity prevailing over the onslaught. In the aftermath, Luna, her scales reflecting the victory's glow, addressed a lingering question from Brandy. "Why didn't you use your fire breath on the wolves? It would have ended the fight more quickly." Luna, her voice carrying both wisdom and sorrow, responded, "Fire breath is a force of finality, Brandy. We dragons strive to avoid it, for it brings only death. We do our best not to kill." With the wolves repelled, a subtle pull resonated in William's heart. The call of the gauntlets beckoned them, guiding the fellowship to a concealed crevasse beneath a blanket of snow. There, amidst the frozen expanse, lay the gauntlets of truth, a timeless artifact awaiting rediscovery. As William, his eyes reflecting the solemnity of the moment, beheld and donned the gauntlets, the fellowship stood united. The journey had just begun, and the call of destiny echoed through the mountainous expanses. The artifacts, scattered across Eldoriah, held the key to vanquishing the Shadow Queen and restoring balance to a land teetering on the edge of enchantment and darkness. Chapter 8, Quest for the Locket of Harmony. In the serene aftermath of their previous quest, the fellowship found themselves nestled in the northern mountains, a rugged terrain that cradled the echoes of their triumphs and the whispers of their yet unwritten destiny. William, the inquisitive guardian with a crew cut of fiery red hair, stood alongside Brandy, a thoughtful and shy young girl adorned in long red locks. Peggy, a tomboyish and bold presence with cascading blonde hair, and Dylan, a bit overconfident but a keen thinker, completed the quartet. A pair of azure dragons, Zephyr and Luna, their scales glistening like cerulean jewels, stood with them. As the fellowship gathered amidst the towering peaks, the conversation turned to their next destination. Brandy alone felt the ethereal pull of the locket of harmony, tugging gently at the strings of her heart. Since no one else felt the tug of their artifacts, the group decided it was best to go on their remaining quests in the order that they were led by the tugging on their hearts. Deciding to embark on the quest for the locket of harmony in the eastern hills, they returned the borrowed cloaks to Eldoriah, the elven woman who had woven the ethereal garments from fallen leaves. The return of the cloaks was accompanied by expressions of gratitude, the rustling leaves conveying a promise of continued support in their quest. Settling in the forest of the eastern hills, the fellowship found solace beneath the whispering leaves and the ancient boughs that cradled the mysteries of Eldoriah. It was in this tranquil setting that they were met by Mistifer, a jaguarundi cloaked in the shadows of the trees. Mistifer, with eyes that held untold secrets, claimed knowledge of the locket's location. Mistifer, shrouded in half-truths, began to weave a tale of a hill further to the east. Yet, the gauntlets of truth, worn by William, helped him detect that Mistifer was deceiving them. William understood that the gauntlets of truth would force anyone to tell the truth when he questioned them directly. "Why do you deceive us, Mistifer? You have no knowledge of the locket's whereabouts, do you?" William questioned, his eyes locked with Mistifer's. Caught in the irresistible force of the gauntlets, Mistifer relented. "I am a wanderer of shadows, and the locket's sanctuary eludes my knowledge. Yet, danger shadows your steps beyond these trees." With a nod, Mistifer melted into the shadows, leaving the fellowship to ponder the words of the enigmatic feline. After a quiet discussion, the group took to the sky once more, following the growing pull of the locket of harmony upon Brandy's heart. Their journey took them to the precipice of a grove, where the tugging on Brandy's heart pointed with the promise of the locket's presence. However, the tranquility was shattered by the sudden appearance of Slide, the flying monkey encountered previously, and some of his mischievous cohorts. The monkeys, agile and mischievous, attacked with unexpected ferocity. One of them succeeded in hurling Dylan from Zephyr's back. In that perilous moment, Zephyr, a master of the skies, displayed unparalleled skill. "Hang on tight, William," he commanded, swooping down to catch Dylan safely on his back, saving him from the precipice of certain doom. The rest of the fellowship repelled the marauding monkeys, driving them away from the grove. With the threat dissipated, the fellowship resumed their descent, landing in the grove that Brandy's heart had guided them to. Within the sheltering arms of an ancient tree, an abandoned owl's nest cradled the elusive locket of harmony. Brandy, guided by the subtle tug on her heart, retrieved the artifact, a symbol of unity and shared purpose. As she hung the locket around her neck, a light blue glow emanated from it, affirming that the locket and its rightful wearer had been brought together.
Which artifact will the children look for next? And what danger awaits them on their quest? Come back next week to find out. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends.